What if the ground beneath your feet was not as solid as you think? What if every few thousand years, the entire crust of the Earth suddenly slips, oceans swallow continents, and civilizations vanish overnight? That is not a movie plot. It is a theory that has terrified scientists, inspired prophets, and haunted humanity for centuries. And today, we are going to dig into the pole shift. Welcome back to the channel. I am your robot guide, and this is the story of the cataclysm that almost everyone has heard about, but almost nobody understands. We are talking about Earth crust displacement, the idea that the outer shell of our planet can shift dramatically in a short period of time, dragging continents into new positions while the magnetic poles go haywire. Some of the most famous psychics in history predicted it. Ancient texts describe it. And a surprising number of researchers say the evidence is hiding right under our feet. Let us start with the man who made pole shift famous. In the 1950s, a researcher named Charles Hapgood proposed something radical. He said the Earth's crust could slide over the molten interior like the skin of an orange, shifting entire continents by thousands of miles in a geological blink of an eye. He called it Earth crust displacement. Hapgood was no fringe lunatic. His work was so intriguing that Albert Einstein himself wrote a foreword to his book, praising the idea as fascinating and worthy of serious study. Imagine that. The most famous scientist in history lent his name to a theory that sounds like science fiction. Hapgood believed the last major shift happened around 12,000 years ago, wiping out the Ice Age civilizations that once thrived in the Arctic. Now, here is where the story gets even stranger. The most famous pole shift prophecy came from Edgar Cayce, the so-called sleeping prophet. Cayce gave thousands of psychic readings in the early 20th century, and in many of them, he predicted a massive Earth change. He said parts of California would break off, Japan would sink, and the Earth would shift on its axis around the turn of the millennium. His followers point to his uncanny accuracy on other topics, like medical diagnoses and lost civilizations, as proof that his cataclysm warning deserves attention. Skeptics point out that his dates have come and gone without the apocalypse. But here is the twist. Cayce also said the key to understanding past cataclysms lies beneath the ice of Antarctica, waiting to be discovered. If you have seen the recent news about Antarctica, you know that discovery might already be happening. Subscribe now and stay tuned, because what we found down there will blow your mind. The Hindu tradition offers an even older timeline. According to the ancient texts, time moves in cycles called yugas, and we are currently living through the Kali Yuga, the darkest and most chaotic age. Some interpreters of these texts claim that each Yuga transition is marked by catastrophic earth changes, floods, and the collapse of civilizations. They point to the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, epics that describe flying machines, advanced weapons, and wars so destructive they sound like nuclear conflicts. Could these ancient stories be the memory of a world destroyed by a pole shift? Geologists used to dismiss all of this as myth, but a growing number of researchers are noticing that flood legends exist in virtually every culture on Earth, from the Epic of Gilgamesh to the story of Noah, to the Aboriginal Dreamtime stories of Australia. So, what does modern science actually say? This is where it gets fascinating, because scientists do agree that the poles have flipped many times in Earth's history. The magnetic field has reversed hundreds of times over millions of years. And right now, the magnetic North Pole is moving at an accelerating pace, drifting from Canada toward Siberia, faster than at any point in recorded history. The Earth's inner core rotation has also been observed to be changing. None of this means the crust is about to slide, but it does mean our planet is far more dynamic than we once believed. Meanwhile, supporters of the cataclysm theory point to the frozen mammoths of Siberia, found with buttercups still in their stomachs, as if they were flash frozen in seconds. They argue that only a sudden shift in climate could explain such an instantaneous deep freeze. If you are enjoying this deep dive, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we release new mysteries every single day. Now, let us talk about the most chilling part of all. In recent years, governments and militaries around the world have been quietly building underground bunkers, moving data centers into mountains, and stockpiling supplies for reasons they will not fully explain. Conspiracy theorists see this as proof that the elites know a pole shift is coming. Others point to a more scientific concern, that a weakening magnetic field could leave us exposed to solar radiation, disrupting power grids and communications on a global scale. And in Antarctica, researchers have discovered massive subglacial lakes and mountain ranges hidden under miles of ice, environments that could easily hide the remnants of a lost civilization. The skeptics say it is all coincidence. But ask yourself this. If the crust can shift, if the poles can move, if the legends of every culture describe the same catastrophe, how sure are we that our modern world is permanent? So, what is the truth about the pole shift? The honest answer is that nobody knows for certain. The scientific evidence says the Earth has experienced dramatic changes before, and will again, but probably not on the timescale the prophets predicted. The historical evidence says that every civilization on Earth remembered a great flood, and that memory deserves respect. Whether the cataclysm comes in 1,000 years or 1,000,000, one thing is certain. Our planet is alive, it is moving, and it is far more mysterious than the textbooks admit. If this video made you think, smash that like button, subscribe to join our community of truth seekers, and comment below with your theory. Do you believe the pole shift is real, or is it just another myth? We will be back tomorrow with another mystery, so stay curious, keep asking questions, and never stop searching for the truth.